Shadows in the storm. In the heart of the dense Blackwood forest, a group of adventurous friends sets up camp to escape the mundanity of everyday life. The group, consisting of the brave and confident leader Jake, the kind-hearted and nurturing Emily, the witty and skeptical Alex, and the introspective and imaginative Lucy, is looking forward to a weekend of relaxation and bonding. As they gather around the campfire, sharing stories and laughs, a sudden, unexpected torrential rainstorm forces them to retreat into their tents. As the storm intensifies, with the rain hammering down and thunder roaring, the campers notice a vague, shadowy figure standing at the tree line, barely visible with each flash of lightning. At first, they dismiss it as a trick of the light or a wild animal. However, as the night progresses, the figure appears closer and closer to the camp with each lightning strike, its features still indiscernible, but its presence increasingly menacing. Feeling uneasy, Jake decides to investigate, thinking it might be a lost hiker. But as he approaches, the figure vanishes into thin air, only to reappear even closer to the camp when he returns. The group is now on edge with fear and confusion setting in. The figure starts to exploit their fears. With each flash of lightning, it morphs into different, horrifying forms. For Emily, it becomes a manifestation of her deceased sister, accusing her of being responsible for her death. For Alex, it transforms into a grotesque version of himself, embodying his deepest insecurities and failures. Lucy sees it as a sinister, shadowy creature from the nightmares that plagued her childhood. Jake, initially the most skeptical, is confronted with the vision of his friends accusing him of leading them to their doom. As the night wears on, the figure's torment intensifies. The campers are driven to the brink of insanity, their minds overwhelmed by the relentless assault on their deepest fears. They become disoriented, unable to distinguish reality from the horrifying illusions created by the shapeshifter. Their attempts to leave the camp are thwarted by the shapeshifter, which creates illusions of impenetrable walls of trees, leading them in circles back to the camp. In the climax, the campers, now completely broken and isolated in their individual terrors, succumb to their fear. The shapeshifter, feeding off their terror, claims their sanity. By dawn, the storm clears, and the forest is calm. The campsite is abandoned, with no trace of the campers, except for their belongings scattered around the extinguished campfire. The shapeshifter, having claimed its prey, retreats into the depths of the forest, waiting for the next unsuspecting group of campers to feed on their fears. Years later, tales of the haunted Blackwood forest circulate among locals and adventurers. Some say the forest is cursed, others speak of a malevolent entity that preys on the fears of those who dare to camp within its bounds. The story of the four friends becomes a legend, a chilling reminder of the unknown horrors that lurk in the shadows of Blackwood forest. Supernatural horror. In the secluded wilderness of the Pinecrest Forest, a group of 5 friends, Sarah, a budding photographer, Mark, the adventurous outdoorsman, Jenna, the practical thinker, Tyler, the jokester, and Lily, the quiet and sensitive one, sets out for a weekend camping trip. Their excitement is palpable as they hike through the dense forest, but their mood shifts as an unexpected, unrelenting rainstorm begins to pour down, drenching them to the bone. As night falls, the rain's steady rhythm is accompanied by faint, distant cries for help. Intrigued and concerned, the group decides to investigate, led by Mark's unwavering sense of adventure. The cries guide them to an old, decrepit cabin, half hidden by overgrowth and the passage of time. Inside the cabin, they find remnants of a life long abandoned, dusty furniture, old photographs, and personal belongings scattered around. The air is heavy with the scent of mold and decay. As they explore, they discover a hidden room with a journal belonging to the cabin's original owner, Elijah Cooper, a hermit who lived there decades ago. The journal reveals Elijah's deep bond with his childhood friend Thomas, who he trusted implicitly. But as they read further, they uncover a tale of betrayal. Thomas, driven by greed and jealousy, had murdered Elijah for the rights to the lucrative land the cabin stood on. The story takes a darker turn as they learn Elijah's body was never found, fueling rumors of his spirit haunting the cabin. As the night progresses, the cries grow louder and more desperate. Unsettling occurrences begin, objects moving on their own, cold drafts, and fleeting shadows in the corners of their eyes. The atmosphere becomes thick with tension and paranoia. Lily, sensitive to the supernatural, feels a presence in the cabin, an angry, vengeful spirit. She tries to warn the others, but her fears are dismissed as the effects of the chilling tales from Elijah's journal. However, the group soon realizes that something sinister is at play as they start to see and hear things that pit them against each other. Elijah's ghost, seeking revenge for his untimely death, uses his spectral abilities to sow distrust among the friends. He manipulates their perceptions, making each camper appear as Thomas to the others. The cabin becomes a crucible of fear and paranoia. In a tragic climax, the friends, driven mad by fear and manipulated by the ghost, turn on each other. The once close group is torn apart by suspicion and hysteria, leading to their downfall. One by one, they meet their demise, falling victim to the same betrayal that claimed Elijah. As dawn breaks, the cabin falls silent. The rain stops, and the forest is eerily calm. The spirits of the campers join Elijah's ghost, their cries for help now part of the haunting chorus that echoes with the rain. The cabin stands as a cursed monument to betrayal and revenge, trapping the souls of those unfortunate enough to uncover its sinister past. The Curse of the Relic. In the serene wilderness of the Grayson National Park, a group of college friends embarks on a much-anticipated camping trip. Among them are Ellie, a history major with a passion for ancient cultures, Ryan, her protective older brother, Mia, a budding environmental scientist, Lucas, a thrill-seeking sports enthusiast, and Amber, a thoughtful literature student. Their adventure begins with laughter and excitement as they set up camp near a recently uncovered archaeological site. Ellie, with her keen interest in antiquities, persuades the group to explore the site. There, hidden beneath a pile of stones, they find a mysterious artifact, an intricately carved obsidian amulet. Unbeknownst to them, the amulet is cursed, a relic of a forgotten civilization that sought immortality through dark magic. As they return to their campsite with the amulet in tow, the sky unexpectedly darkens, and a strange, relentless rain begins to fall. Initially, they find the weather change a minor inconvenience, but as the night progresses, the rain intensifies into a tempestuous downpour that seems to target them specifically. The first sign of terror comes when they start experiencing vivid, unsettling hallucinations. Ellie sees ancient figures performing rituals in the flames of their campfire. Ryan hears the whispers of long-dead voices calling out to him from the forest. Mia sees the flora around them, twisting into grotesque shapes. Lucas feels unseen hands grasping at him from the shadows, and Amber envisions the pages of her books filled with ominous, prophetic writings. The hallucinations are accompanied by an increasing sense of paranoia. The friends begin to suspect each other of harboring sinister motives, with the amulet at the center of their distrust. As accusations and fear mount, they fail to notice the more insidious effect of the rain. It is slowly draining their life force. With each drop that falls upon them, they age rapidly. Their skin wrinkles, their hair grays, and their vitality wanes. Ellie, connecting their plight to the amulet, urges the group to destroy it. But their attempts are futile. The relic seems impervious to harm. As dawn approaches, the true horror of their situation becomes apparent. The relentless rain, a curse unleashed by the amulet, has sapped almost all their life energy. One by one, they collapse, their bodies withering away to dust, leaving only their aged, lifeless remains. The storm ceases with the first light of dawn, and the forest falls silent. The cursed amulet, untouched by time, lies ominously among the dust that was once the lively group of friends, waiting for its next unwitting victims.